Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen. How you doing, Saginaw? What's going on out there? So much has been going on this weekend. So much has been happening. So many things to do. So many things have taken place. So much to talk about. All right, so today we're going to get right into our show on today. I want to give a shout out to everybody who continually listens in to make this your number one place to come in and have conversations about what's happening in the village. I want to give a shout out to my producer, the main man. What's good? Matthew, a.k.a. White Soul. What's happening?
What up, Noah? How are you doing this weekend?
Man, it has been a good day. He has been sharing. He was telling me that we got a busy show ahead of us, and so I'm excited to be with you guys. And so we're going to get straight to what is the 411. If you're listening on your FM dial, we certainly thank you for continually tuning in to KISS 107.1 FM, WTLZ. And if you're listening via the social media streams, whether it's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen, KISS WTLZ, 107.1 FM, however you're getting this information, we're certainly glad that you're here. I want you to go ahead and put some folks in the stream, like, tag, and share this conversation. Today, we're going to talk about you can't skate past assault and battery. We're going to talk about what took place down over near the skate park, at the skate park, in the skate park. By now, I think the entire city, I know there was a lot of people that said that they hadn't heard about it. But I got a call that this was going down, and I wanted to make sure that you were aware of what's happening in our community as it takes place. But before we get to the head story on today, I want to give a shout out once again to the Ham family, to all of those who loved, who have known, who have experienced loss in the passing of our late mayor. Saginaw put our mayor away this past weekend. She had been celebrated over at the Dow Event Center. She was viewed at Word of Faith International Ministries. Dr. Byron Hayes was the man of the hour. And we certainly want to just thank everyone for showing up and showing out. Saginaw, you are absolutely amazing. And say so long to Saginaw's first African-American mayor. So we're certainly female mayor. So we want to thank all of you for coming in. Once I said we're going to be talking today. The theme that I gave it is you can't skate past assault and battery. We're going to talk about what took place over at the Saginaw skate park. And I want to say that because it's important for us. This conversation is very important to me. I'm an individual who does not condone violence. Last week we were talking and there was a lot of upset tempered folks who were high and upset tempers because we were talking about Charlie Kirk, and the world is kind of dealing with it. He is being laid to rest on today. And so I certainly want to pay his family my respects for the loss of their loved one. Grief and pain are never good, but we need to also talk about what has taken place since then. See you guys coming into the stream. Victoria Harris, God bless you out there watching us on YouTube. You can go to I Grow Daily on YouTube, and you can find Straight Talk and my other show on our sister stations, United Shades of Gray there. Shout out to my man, Jimmy Green. Saginaw Spirit paid tribute to the mayor at the last night's game. That's right. The hockey season has started and is in full swing. Shout out to you, Lyndon A. Pierce, Stacy Crosby, and all of you that are coming in on today. So today our conversation is going to be you can't skate past assault and battery. I'm going to get into that. We're going to talk about it. So get your thoughts and your opinions. I'm really interested in what you have to say. Like I said, today is just simply my opinion, what I think. Shout out to you out there, Jeffrey Bulls. Good to see you as well, my brother. And those of you who are following on, if I miss something that you think is important, if there are things or ideas that you believe should be a part of this conversation, I want you to feel free to give it to us, put it in the stream, let us know, and I will highlight as many of the statements that you guys have out there. All right. Also, I want to give a shout out to those mentors, those men and women, the boys and girls of Help Community Violence Intervention Program, better known as Help CVI. To this past weekend, we did our open house. We brought everybody in, let them know the improvements that we were making inside our headquarters, and we did registration. There is an opportunity for you. If you're out there, we are expanding our reach and our ability to impact young people. In addition to being in the schools, we are also adding additional specific mentoring opportunities for young men and women. So go to helpcvi.com. That's HELP, C as in Charlie, V as in Victory, I indigo.com or .org. You can go to the part where it says mentoring and you can sign up your young person. So we're excited about that. We're getting ready to start a new season of mentorship, specialized sessions. We're really getting ready to go. We're offering STEAM. That's Saginaw STEAM. Is Saginaw STEM does science, technology, engineering, and math. I love my brother Dante. They had an amazing weekend out at Saginaw Valley State University. We're going to partner with them and other organizations as we do some STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math this year. So helpcvi.com. You can go there and register your young people. There are spaces available as we are expanding our reach and our services with some specialized classes based upon age. One of the things that we're going to be doing, so you want to get your young person involved real soon, is that we're putting together a trip to the Detroit Pistons. So get your young person involved, ages 12 to about 19. If they're younger, if they are mature, we certainly will take that into consideration. And we're excited about giving this service to the community. All right, so we're going to get to our main topic. I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time. For those of you who are out there, I did receive something just before I came in here regarding the Saginaw No Soul Train. No, the Saginaw Soul. We did receive some information. I'm not sure. I haven't vetted that. I do know that it is accurate. I'm not sure if it has been released, so I'm not going to release it until it is released. But we're going to get into our topic for today. If somebody can confirm that there was a statement released, then I will use it and I will go forward. All right, so we're going to get into the topic of conversation on today. Shout out to you, Miss Rosa Williams down in Flint, Grand Blanc area. Alma Collier, always a fan, always watching, always supporting. Sharice Steele Phillips all the way down in Atlanta, Georgia. And my man, Jimmy Green, with the man and the plan. He did give me that information. I want to read something for those of you who are out there as we get into today's conversation. You guys have been hearing, you've seen it on social media, that there was a team coming to Saginaw, semi-pro team. I'm going to read just a portion of what is going down. There's been a public announcement, Saginaw Soul Basketball, to the fans and partners. After careful consideration, they've made the difficult decision to delay the official launch of the Saginaw Soul until next season. I sense a problem. Our league has been faced with some unique structural and operational challenges, and we believe it is in the best interest of our players, staff, and community to wait until the foundation is stable. Well, I do know some other teams that are continuing playing. I'm not sure what they mean and in throwing a layup to the league in terms of what those problems are. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out pretty soon with the league. After coordinating with team leadership across the league, they will follow a few examples of some other teams that are similarly taking break from this upcoming season. Yada, 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 yada. We're sorry, fans. We're sorry. You get the picture. Setbacks are happening. Change is coming. Keep hope alive. And that is by our Saginaw Soul basketball organization, Kelly Gerder. Now, I have a whole bunch of thoughts. As when they first were talking to come into this community, I was asked, and I was really excited about the opportunity. In my personal opinion, and it's just my opinion, when I sat down and I began to look at what was going on, they did not necessarily. And I'm not saying the players are absolutely amazing, and I hate this for them. I'm concerned about those who paid the money for the audition, for their tryout. Do they get a refund? Because at the end of the day, my concern is always going to be with the players. And so I'm not sure what their collective bargaining agreement, if there is one, what that means for them. But I do mean to make mention of the fact that it's important that when you come in with a new idea and you're doing certain things, that you don't uh, really screw up things as it relates to working with the community in terms of the establishment. Those who really have the ability to help you, those who are excited. I was really excited about this opportunity. Um, but what I recognize is that I's weren't dotted, T's weren't crossed. And when my name became utilized in certain parts of this, and I was really trying to be of support to this team initially, but I noticed that you got to take care of business, folks. And when you take care of business, that means you got to know what you're doing. This is a land of space that I come from, basketball, sports, entertainment. And I'll just say that I'm not surprised by that announcement. I hope Miss Garrity and the rest of the whatever her team gets it together, and that they can really make this happen for our city. To all those young men, those young minds that were out there making efforts to make this happen, keep your faith. I believe that you guys are super talented. I saw the list of guys, and I was getting excited again, even though I took a hard step away. So that is the announcement there. We're going to move forward. I know my men, my brothers are out there. They have so much talent. There's so much talent from this city that has the ability to do great things. And I think that there's a lot of people out there who could probably make this happen in our own community. We're going to get to the topic. We can't skate past assault and battery. Okay, unless you have been not involved. And I guess there's a lot of people who may not know what's going on because everybody is not on social media, only 70% of the world or more. But there are our seniors and other folks who don't listen or don't tune in to what's happening in social media platforms. I have young friends who say, listen, I can't do the social media drama. So I'm going to talk about this because I think it's very important. In light of everything that has taken place, and I need y'all to understand that my conversation today comes from the place just a week ago. People were unbothered. And I say that to paint a picture of what took place. They were unbothered by the passing of Charlie Kirk. I'm not saying that they were celebrating. They were saying people were celebrating. I didn't see anyone celebrating, especially those from the village. But people were unbothered. And because we were unbothered, because he passed, and we weren't entering into a state of great mourning, a lot of things happen in our communities across the country. And in light of that, in light of seeing that a white man kills a white man, and black colleges and universities, HBCUs, are threatened violence on those campuses, that they have to lock down certain instances, there has to be a conversation. So it's in that light that we're having this conversation, in light of the fact that since that, no known connection, just by chance, and I put that in air quotes, if you're not watching me on social media, just by chance, we have now begun to see lynchings of black men. In fact, one of a young black man who arms and hands, his feet were broken. And police that were investigating said that there was no foul play. I don't understand how a man with no arms or legs or feet or whatever, no arms, how can you hang yourself? But we are seeing these things that are happening in our community. And in light of those things, and in light that people are angry, in light of what has seemingly turned out to be white rage, we have to take note of this next conversation. And what I'm talking about is what took place over at the Saginaw Skate Park, a park that was put into place as an opportunity to bring the community together. We often talk about how young people have to have some place to go, how they have to get involved, that we want green spaces and all of these things. And so our city is doing everything that they can to try to bring some of those things together. But what I love is that we have organizations. We have organizations that are out there that are taking on some of the burden and shouldering that weight and doing what they can. And so this particular one, I want to give a shout out to CAP, Community Alliance for the People. They have been out there really, initially, I went at them. I said, listen, y'all doing a whole bunch of talking and complaining. Don't nobody want to hear that. What are the answers? I need y'all to come up with some solutions. What are you going to do? And boy, if I can't tell you, they slapped me silly and called me Susan. They started taking action. We've seen them do an amazing community block party in partnership with so many organizations. Uh, they were involved with the announcement of the water tower at its beginning of its initial stages. We have seen them now just doing all kinds of things. And this latest piece is them embarking upon a effort to beautify parks that are already in existence. I'm talking about Vets Park, which if you were a kid growing up, you used to go watch baseball. My Uncle John, people talk about my Uncle John Bowen, when he would go out there and he would hit the ball out the park at Vets Park. I remember times growing up, baseball and softball, it was a part of what made Saginaw great. When we think about the great things in Saginaw, those moments. Those of you who are a little bit over, maybe if you're over about 40, 45, you remember 45, you remember the Anderson Water Park. But if you really remember back in the day, the Anderson pools that used to be out there, the wave pool, but even before that, the other swimming pools as kids growing up, we all went out there. They have since, as time happens, there are new ways we have to make some changes. We have to utilize things differently because interests also wane. But now we have seen the repurposing of that space with both a splash pad that was once in existence and now a skate park that is also out there. So Saginaw Cap, led by the wonderful, the beautiful Naisha, and that's the only thing I'm going to tell you, Naisha. She has been so great in terms of making great things happen. Shout out to you. She is one of our creatives. And what I love about Naisha is that she does art for the masses. She doesn't care because art is about personal expression. She is involved with bringing our seniors to the forefront and giving them spaces where they can be creative. And she has been doing art with them over at the NABE, and we have seen them being a part of collaborative efforts in art all across our great city. And with that, I want to begin by sharing what has taken place, and then we're going to get into the weeds of this conversation. So local artist Naisha, which is also involved with the Silos painting, which is, I think, the second largest artwork piece that is in the nation behind, I think, something in Ohio. She said, you know what? I want to do something for our city parks. And she wasn't just looking for one park, but she said, let's do something for as many as we can. So partnering with MDHHS and pursuing grant dollars for creating safe green spaces and beautifying our community, she decided to adopt our city parks, a number of parks in the 48601 area code. They are currently changes going underway, renovations going underway. All of this is happening at the same time, simultaneously. One of those parks being Saginaw Skate Park. I love the skate park because I take my young cousins over and they not only roller skate or skate, use their skate blades, inline skating, but they also skateboard. I have a number of cousins that enjoy that. We grew up at a time where skateboarding was a big thing. I've even tried to skate. I thought I was going to break my ankles and my wrists because we enjoy that park, and it is a great feature for our community. A lot of times that park goes unused. I drive past there maybe 10 times a day. We don't see a ton of people there, but we do see some skating enthusiasts, and I love seeing our young people get out and to have some exercise. And our mature folks, come on, we're never too old to have fun. So she decided to adopt this park, at one of many, that she was going to go and to provide improvements. This was not done with city dollars. As I said, she partnered with, I believe it was MDHHS, to create beautiful spaces, green spaces, where we can enhance our relaxation time. Green spaces are so vitally important to the mental health of our community. So kudos to you, Naisha, for seeing that need. She did her research. She began to get underway. She identified those parks that she wanted to get involved in this process. And she reached out to my man over there. Shout out to my guy, Phil Carwatt over at Saginaw, who's in charge of Saginaw Engineering. He's been doing some amazing things. Go Green, fellow Spartan. And they began this process going through and doing the work. She was the one who adopted the park. She went through and got all of the permits and the things that were necessary through the city. And I have also gone through a similar situation. And what I realized is that there is a little bit more to the process than just going out there and doing the painting. And I'm sure that the city and the city attorney who was involved with my process also went through this process. So she did what was necessary to make this work. Getting to what has taken place, the city has posted notice. I remember seeing notice on the city site and then some social media places that the park would be closed through the 29th for the purpose of a special mural that would be taking place. It didn't say if the mural was on the surface. It didn't say if it was on the walls, which heck of a mural put by one of the painters, Devon Collins, who we'll talk about a bit more as we move forward. Amazing. It looks rad, as skaters would say. Amazing work. Didn't say where it was going to be, but simply that it would be closed for that painting. Then we got an antagonist. We have to be careful for those. I share my opinion. I talk about those things that are already in the community. I share perspectives so that you can understand what's going on, and I'll let you know what are facts, what are the facts versus what is my opinion. And I think that anybody who is credible will make sure that they understand that. But I think that we have some folks who are out there who are vultures for likes, clicks, and shares. They ingratiate and benefit themselves and fatten themselves by likes and shares and streams and all of those things. And I think that it's important for us to understand those things. And so we have to make sure that we are protecting our community and doing what is necessary. But anyways, it was put out there in a light. I'll say this. It was placed out there in public spaces and social media in a way that would draw people to wonder what's going on. They're sabotaging. What is the deal? They don't know what they're doing. And it led people to give some conclusions that I think stir up, because sometimes people can benefit from stirring up the pot, because then you get involved and you share things. And so anyways, we saw, push comes to shove, there was a gentleman that came out there to the park. And when he came out to the park was locked and closed. The city had placed on social sites that the park was closed. And this individual came out with the intent of, I guess, defying the city ordinance, which he did, overlooking the fact that the entire community came out that Friday, Saturday, and got involved, fathers with their daughters, which was one of the things that I heard. They were excited because so many fathers came out with their daughters, and it was a community effort to beautify this place. The kids were choosing colors. All of these great things were taking place, and people were excited. And when they came out, was notified and told by the artists that were there. Now, let me tell you about the artists that were there before I turn the page and we take our first commercial break. What has gone missing in this entire equation is that we're talking about those young artists that are super duper talented, Devon Collins, Lark, Naisha, who are part of the painting of the silos, who have their artwork showcased in other places. Amazing artists. As a matter of fact, one is being done for me as well. But what we're missing is that the artists that were there, that have been commissioned by Naisha in this part, these were not teeny boppers. They were not 20-something, not 30-something, not even 40 or 50-something, but there were seniors that were there. So when Mr. Robbie Orr came in and he decided that he was going to defy, and they said, young man, you cannot skate. They're painting. The paint project was still underway. It had not fully begun to cure. None of the things that were necessary had been fully done. They were in transition. They were actively doing this work. There were video clips of him and in the park. And I know some people might say, well, why didn't you call the police right away? Somebody said, but they were trying to notify him that he could not be there. They had just begun doing this work. And I didn't see this until after, but I saw something that was so inflammatory that really made my blood boil. This young man come out, jump on his skateboard. People are saying, you can't do this. We're painting. The mural isn't finished. He jumps on his skateboard after ignoring and cussing out mothers, is what I'm told. These senior women that are well seasoned. I mean, when I say I'm talking 60, some of them may even be beyond 70 years old, were out there and trying to stop him from doing this. He got on his skateboard. In one video, I heard him use the FU version of his comments and began to skate in front of them. This is absolutely unacceptable. And I needed to make sure that our community understood that these weren't just young kids, but these were seniors that were being really disrespected. Women that we value in our community, our Black mothers, our queens, those who raised us and that we continually love and support. I thank Aisha for commissioning them and getting them out and doing things in our community. And one of the biggest projects that they've been a part of, they were assaulted verbally and they were demonized and humiliated and swore at. This is a serious problem. For some reason, certain people in this community feel that they can talk to our women that we value with any type of language and any type of tone. It is unacceptable. We're going to continue. We're going to talk about how we went from these inflammatory comments to this assault, because assault, and I'll talk to you about the definition, because assault is the unwanted touching of an individual. It is the fearful gestures toward an individual. You don't have to physically touch anyone for it to be assault. And they were assaulted verbally and also threatened by posturing, and it is not acceptable. We're going to continue this conversation and talk about what needs to be done after this commercial break.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Mid-Michigan. It's the season of sweaters, spice, and cars that are nice. Ryan Wasik here from Bell-Wasik GMC Buick, your only local Buick dealer and home of the lifetime warranty. And this month, I've brewed up the perfect blend of savings and selection. And you can save up to $3,000 based on the price of the nicer, newer car you pick. So if your old ride's got you stewing and brewing, let's spice things up with a deal that's too hot to handle. Because you deserve to cruise around town in a car that you love and you saved a latte on. You could save up to $3,000. Here at Bell-Wasik GMC Buick, we're all about acceptance and affordability. My solution specialists serve up hot approvals and spicy deals. They'll help you drive a nicer, newer car you love with a monthly payment that won't shake your leaves this fall. So spice up your commute and save a latte in the process, up to $3,000 based on the nicer, newer car you pick. But hurry, this deal's only brewing until the end of the month. I'm Ryan Wasik and I'm your dealer for the people. See all the fresh brewed rides at RyanApproved.com. That's RyanApproved.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount. Offer absolutely ends September 30th, 2025.
Injured in an auto accident? Hire local and get the power of Gower. Don't become just another file for a big law firm. Call Gower Law. They know how the local courts work and how to get the results you deserve. Auto injury? Contact GowerLaw.com. That's GowerLaw.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why pay full price when you can enjoy amazing deals instead? Right now, you can score epic deals like half off 4 or 8-pack passes to Saginaw Escape, or get a 6-pack pass to Saginaw Jelly Ball for just $50. Plus, be sure to check back for fresh new deals every single week. That's right, new savings every 7 days. But hurry, these deals won't last forever. Visit RocketGrabPlus.com to see all our available deals today.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, "Oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo." I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
Woo-hoo. Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAFE25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAFE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAFE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code SAFE25.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
This is Kareem, and we're back with more Straight Talk. Before the conversation, we were talking about we cannot skate by assault and battery. So as we get into this conversation, you've since heard that there was a fight that broke out at the skate park. I need to make sure that we are correcting our terminology and that we get the narrative correct. There was not a fight that broke out. What took place was an assault on some women, on Black women at the skate park. Not only Black women, but also a couple other artists. In this place, there is, and you've seen the videos all over the place. We see one artist, Lark, who has, he was sharing in a community forum, and he was talking about how he was hit. People coming to the aid of these women, he was hit. And people are defending themselves. And this is what we got to understand. When I got the call because people were concerned and they were thinking, hey, maybe Kareem can come and support in some way. We work with community violence all the time. So we get calls for these types of things all of the time. When I got to the scene, everything had been taken, had ended. But all of the folks that were there, the perpetrators were still there. Devon Collins, who was out there in defense of what was going on, was taken to jail, which I'm still struggling to understand. Because when I think about the definition of an assault takes place. You don't have to be hit physically, but when you are hit, that now becomes battery. So there's two issues there that had taken place. An individual that was not supposed to be there. He violated the ordinance that the park was closed and went through the gates and began to deface artwork that had been approved by the city, commissioned by this Saginaw Cap artist, Naisha, and began to incite anger and what I would consider an incitement of violence. Not only that, but he was not on alone. And as he was there doing what he was doing, and taking videos to look like he was the one who was being harmed, even though he went to a place where people were just minding their own artistic business. He then called for reinforcement. And when I think about it, the individuals that came had an understanding of what they were coming to when they were called. I'm assuming it could have been an exaggeration, but upon coming, what happened was that's when the violence took place. The young man that was skating did not do the violence, the actual act of touching. It was just the assault, the unwanted placement, and the threatening behavior. However, when the additional people came in, and this is crazy because these were not kids. When you hear that a fight broke out at a skate park, your initial thought would be kids got to fighting at the skate park. But I said something to someone before that age does not make you mature. Just because you're older does not mean that you're mature. And it is kind of crazy when you try to equate the two because the two are very different. So we see an older gentleman show up, and that is when he began to assault other individuals and batter them. That's when the physical piece of this allegedly has taken place. And folks were taken to jail. One of the artists was taken. And in my opinion, and this is my opinion, this is a show that has the ability to share, that I have the ability to share what it is that I believe. In seeing what I've seen, in hearing what I've heard, and in hearing stories from both sides of this thing take place, I'm gonna just say it like this: if you come to my house and you come to my backyard and I ask you to leave because I am painting my deck or I'm whitewashing my deck, and you walk across my deck without authorization and my gate was locked, you don't really have much to say about how I'm going to respond by your breaking of my rules or my privacy. And in this moment, we have a situation in which these artists were minding their own artistic business. And because someone felt that they had an opportunity or the right to say or to do something, or they didn't want them, I don't know what them mean, destroying their park or painting their park or whatever it is, they thought that it was appropriate to ignore the fact that the city has closed the park and that individuals are warning them that we are yet in progress of completing this mural. This is a problem, Saginaw. And so my thought is this. I think that there needs to be decisive action that's taken place. I think that there need to be additional charges that are filed. My personal thought would be, after seeing some of the video that was given by friends of the skater, who did not agree as well with how he was taunting and being childlike in nature, my personal thought would be that this individual who cannot follow rules, who does not understand a third-year-old display of keep your hands to yourself, and who is inciting other individuals, other family members to violence, should be banned from this park. In addition to that, I believe that our community needs to make sure that you show up and you make the fact that 3 people were, I think, arrested and apprehended and put on a 48-hour hold. 989 put the information out there. Folks showed up, but these 3 people that went to jail, one of them was an artist who was actually acting in self-defense and defending those other artists who were commissioned to do this work. I think that it needs to be a situation in which we try to figure out why was all 3 of them released with no charges pending. What I would love to see happen is that everyone that was assaulted, that means unwanted touching, unwanted gestures, the touching of things that belong to you, the defacing or the abusing of work that was in progress after trespassing should be charged. I think that these individuals should be charged not only with assault. I told you the definition of assault legally is you don't have to touch the individual. It can be with words. You can be assaulted verbally. You can be assaulted through a stance or an action. And whenever you are made to feel unsafe, and I'm sure those seniors that were out there trying to stop that young man from doing so were concerned that this young man was out there doing it. They felt assaulted. I feel like they were assaulted when we are disrespecting our seniors. That's something that I was taught as a kid, that you should always respect your elders. And maybe you didn't get that lesson wherever you were raised, but that is an integral part of the village. Now, I am not a violent person. I'm not an individual. As a matter of fact, I am against all forms of violence, which is why I am covering this show here on today on Straight Talk, because I think that we have to stand up and we have to make sure, because people are going to do what they can. And law enforcement came out, and I'm not sure, because I wasn't there when they got there. I'm not sure what the stories were, but I think that when our seniors tell a story, who have invested in this community, who have raised children in this community, who are a viable resource in our community, when our seniors are not believed, it's a problem. When our seniors are not believed because someone else has a different narrative and they are overlooked, it is a problem. When our artists, our creative individuals who are minding their own artistic behavior are not believed, when someone is in a place, and this is what it all takes for me, because I thought about this. If I arrive as an officer and 7 out of the 8 people who are there have the responsibility to be there, and one individual who's there is not supposed to be there. Remember Sesame Street when they say 4 of these things are all together, 3 of these things, they kind of belong, but one of these things did not belong here. Now it's time to play our game. And you had to figure out which one did not belong. To me, it seems quite simple. It is very clear and very evident. But I think that there is an assault that took place. And then I think eventually it turned, that assault became battery. So assault and battery, when individuals are being hit by skateboards, when our women are putting up their hands, trying to defend themselves from hitting seniors, and they have marks and bruises to prove what it is that they had to endure. The traumatic episode of having other folks ride up on you when you're trying to only protect and to make the city better. This is a problem. You don't have to be black. It doesn't matter if you're blue, brown, white. Right is right. And our entire community should not stand for it. So I'm going to give you the city Saginaw clerk's number, the Saginaw clerk's number from the city. It's 989-759-1480. I think that you all should be prepared to go and to make your voices heard. I'm sure there will be great representation from the other side of the story, which has been really twisted to be something that it is seriously not. I'm curious as to your concern, Stacey Crosby, Cheryl Walker, Laura Jones. You were in some of that conversation. I'm interested in knowing exactly what your thoughts are. Let's share those. I'm going to come back right after this commercial break. Interested in hearing what you have to say. Stay tuned for more Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Save big money on everything you need for your next project at Menards. Add energy efficiency to your home with Johns Manville oil-faced foam board insulation. These reflective panels add a continuous layer of insulation to your exterior walls to save on your energy bill. Save big on Johns Manville foam board insulation. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Mid-Michigan. It's the season of sweaters, spice, and cars that are nice. Ryan Wasik here from Bowen GMC Buick, your only local Buick dealer and home with a lifetime warranty. And this month, I've brewed up the perfect blend of savings and selection. And you can save up to $3,000 based on the price of the nicer, newer car you pick. So if your old ride's got you stewing and brewing, let's spice things up with a deal that's too hot to handle. Because you deserve to cruise around town in a car that you love and you saved a latte on. You could save up to $3,000. Here at Bowen GMC Buick, we're all about acceptance and affordability. My solution specialists serve up hot approvals and spicy deals. They'll help you drive a nicer, newer car you love with a monthly payment that won't shake your leaves this fall. So spice up your commute and save a latte in the process, up to $3,000 based on the nicer, newer car you pick. But hurry, this deal's only brewing until the end of the month. I'm Ryan Wasik, and I'm your dealer for the people. See all the fresh brewed rides at RyanApproved.com. That's RyanApproved.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount. Offer absolutely ends September 30th, 2025.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SALE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SALE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
My name is Maddie. I'm 29 years old, and as of today, I'm 45 days sober.
My name is Lacey, 42 years old, 5.5 years in recovery.
I'm Tareya, 54 years old, and I'm 18 months clean and sober.
My name is Jesse, I'm 57 years old, 6 months of staying clean.
My family is my strength.
My culture is my strength.
My faith is my strength.
Living in today is my strength.
Visit celebratingstrength.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal to Big X Nursery and Garden Center has sold out, but don't worry, you can still join in the celebration as Big X marks their 75th anniversary. Stop in and discover a beautiful selection of fall flowers, pumpkins, mums, and festive decor to brighten up your home or yard this season. Big X has been helping families grow for generations, and now is the perfect time to see why. And remember, great local deals just like this are always waiting for you at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide, based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Mark your calendars for Our Kids World Fall Fest, Saturday, October 25th at Fashion Square Mall from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event is sponsored by Francis Ray Academy and powered by Stormmaster Exteriors. Free admission, indoor trick-or-treating, free pumpkin decorating, bounce houses, photo booths, and more. Join us for Our Kids World Fall Fest, sponsored by Francis Ray Academy, Saturday, October 25th at Fashion Square Mall in Saginaw.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
This is Kareem, and we're back with more Straight Talk. I just wanted to give you guys that number once again. If you're interested in comment, you got to do so by 1 p.m. And you can either call, go to the website, and sign up there. But we need you to do so. And that number is 989-759-1480. Let them know that you're interested in being on or having an opportunity to give public comment. and I believe you'll be giving 3 minutes to say whatever it is that you have to say. Must be a city resident in order to have some conversation there. Stacy Crosby, sounds like trespassing. Laura Jones is in agreement. She feels it too. Jeffrey Bulls, our seniors were disrespected by the antagonist and not believed by responding police. That's a big problem. Laura Jones also, she's responding to my song, One of These Things Does Not Belong Here. Linda Napier, that is so sad. Latoya Baker, thank you for your comment. Extremely disappointed in how the SPD handled this. But we got to also understand that SPD does not press charges. They only do the assault. Charges have to come from somewhere else. So there needs to be the refiling of charges. And just to give you an idea of some of those charges, I was thinking about this, and I just sat here and with my non-lawyer self came up with a few thoughts of my own of some things that I've heard in listening to this story: trespassing, assault, battery, inciting to violence or riot, malicious destruction of property, vandalism, felonious assault from dad who came out with the right hook, conspiracy to commit assault. But when I look on the other side of this, this is an issue of self-defense. In Michigan, I do believe in these situations when people encroach upon places that they're not supposed to be, but you are. There is this stand your ground episode. We need to see if that is yet in effect. And also the initial aggressor status should tell the story there. And Janella Jones should have been elementary. So is the case closed as it relates right now, unless additional charges are filed. I think as a community, we don't allow this to happen. We've got to make sure that it's clear that when violence occurs in our community, that we will all stand in solidarity against it, especially when our seniors are disrespected. Anjanella Jones, once again, the number, we gave that number, is in the chat, 989-759-1480. She said too many numbers. Mr. Bull says, we need concerned citizens to show up to the Anderson Center tomorrow for city council meeting to voice your concern about the skate park attack. You can register for public comment by calling the city clerk. Once again, that number, 989-759-1480. Violence against us is unacceptable. Tell your city council to demand some answers. All right, there you go. Cheryl Walker, this indeed is a problem. Interested in the rationale of the arresting officers, but sadly, I feel like I already know the answer. Continue on. So we put the number out there. Once again, the council meeting is at 6:30. I can almost tell you and let you know for a certainty that this will be a packed out session. When we have issues that arise in the community that are of great importance, we always see that there is a great turnout in the community. Now, what I want to say, Village, is that this has been a great thing that has taken place. And we had someone say on a couple different occasions that this should be an opportunity. This has become something that we can turn this into something beautiful. Out of something negative, we can turn it into something beautiful. Saginaw, I said, and I emphatically say again, that we are only as great as the least of us, and we cannot allow the least of us to drag us down. When I think about our community and I think about who we are as a community and a people, I think that we are greater than what we are seeing here. And I pray that it is not only folks who are in the Black community that are angry, but I hope, and I know because some showed up yesterday, some for recognizant missions, others because they were thoroughly upset. And I think that the entire community needs to support the fact that violence is not okay, that violence will not happen, that we respect our seniors, and that we respect our city ordinances. I don't want to get into any other conversation. This is not about painting. This is about violence that has taken place in our community. There have been a number of conversations. You can't be upset because something takes place. Get upset, get on your high horse, then take matters into your own hands, then begin the process of trespassing, vandalizing work that has been commissioned by the city of Saginaw, cursing out seniors, using swear words, to those who are trying to get you and tell them you don't have to do an effing thing. None of this is acceptable. And every even-minded, well, mental abled individual in our community that is clearly able to decipher between right and wrong, every individual should be in support of something taking place to hold this individual and these individuals accountable, because son is skateboarding and talking crazy, but dad gets out. And from my understanding and from what it's being purported by the parties that exist, allegedly he is the one that threw the first blow. Where are the adults in this process? So I certainly want to thank those individuals who are doing this work. I want to thank and give a shout out to those beautiful queens who I had the opportunity to go and to sit and to have lunch with, just to make sure that they're okay. There's a whole nother piece that we have to take into consideration. We have a comment here from Laura, and we'll say, I would like to convey it's not about race. I've said that. This is about safety. This is about protecting people while they serve the community. This is about accountability when violence happens. What's most urgent here is that people were assaulted while legally working under the city's, not the city's authority, but in participation with the city, in partnership, which when I think about people on the roads, the authority or the governing body makes sure that those individuals are safe. And I did see that the city posted it so that people were aware of what was going on. Of course, city officials aren't working over the weekend, so we can't hold that accountable, but how we respond is of dire importance. So everyone that is here, that is a part of this conversation, we've given you that number. Once again, it's 989-759-1480. That is so you can have public comment on Monday's meeting at 6:30. I would recommend getting there early so that you can get in. And to everybody who is out there, let me say this, Saginaw. Temperatures are rising all over the country. There are so many things that are happening. To the people in the village, I want to say this. Maya Angelou talked about like dust we rise. We have been torn down so many times before, but we're going to stand in solidarity on this. And when I say that, I'm talking about all of Saginaw. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and one another. God bless you all. Grace and peace.
You've been listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen by the host, its guest, or call-ins do not necessarily represent the opinion of this station, the staff, its owners, Alpha Media USA, or its advertisers.